It got quiet.
You have that effect on people.
He's gotta wait a couple more seconds for Legislator Solsh. He's on his way. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our special meeting this evening. Will everyone please rise for the invocation to be delivered by our clerk, Jeff Hall.
Almighty God, creator of all and judge over all, we pray thee to guide our work in this meeting and in all our duties. We pray for our officers and members of this legislature who serve and guard the welfare of the citizens of this community, that by thy blessing they may be enabled to discharge their duties honestly and well. We pray that by thy help they may observe the strictest justice and preserve untarnished our loyalty to our county and to thee. Amen.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Legislator Hughes.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I now call to order our special meeting. Request that the clerk please read the notice of special meeting.
Please be advised that there shall be a special meeting of the Schenectady County Legislature on Monday, December 20th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. by the call of Chair Anthony Jasinski Sr. The special meeting will be held in the chambers of the Schenectady County Legislature, 6th floor, Schenectady County Office Building, 620 State Street, Schenectady, New York. Subjects to be considered at the meeting include appointments to various boards and commissions, election expense apportionment, authorizing tax warrants, authorizing special district tax levies, authorizing tax schedules for the various municipalities within Schenectady County, authorizing assessment and taxation of exempt property, authorizing various public benefit service agreements, proposed local laws pertaining to the salary of elected officials and legislative apportionment, or authorizing 2021 and 2022 budget amendments, appropriations for conduct of county government for the 2022 fiscal year, and consideration of other necessary year-end tax, fee, and budgetary matters.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields. Present. Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Present.
King.
Present.
Mr. Constantine.
Here.
Ms. Gatta is absent. Mr. Sosha. Here. Mr. Pascarella. Here. Mr. Paterni.
Present.
Ms. Hostovich.
Here.
Ms. Valano.
Here.
Mr. McGarry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Here. Mr. Jasinski.
Present.
14 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. We have a few presentations to make this evening. At this time, I'd like to invite the legislators' leadership team forward. Vice Chair Jeff McDonald, Deputy Chair Phil Fields, Majority Leader Gary Hughes, and our Minority Leader Brian McGarry to join me in the wall to make some presentations. One of the, just lower this so I can speak clearly. And I'll put it back on. You know, as chair of the legislature, I have the honor of representing us at all sorts of different community events and ribbon cuttings and the like. And one of the, I guess, saddest and humblest things I need to do on behalf of all of us is to say thank you to some of our outgoing members for their many, many years of service to this body. And wish them well as they go forward into life. This time I would like to invite legislator Dr. Peggy King to come forward. Dr. King. Now I'll just read some of the highlights from the resolution. Whereas legislator Dr. Margaret Peggy King was elected to serve as a member of this body in July of 2019 and took office as a representative of District 1 representing the city of Schenectady on July 9th, 2019. And whereas since being elected, Peggy has served as chair of the Education and Libraries Committee and vice chair of the Neighborhood Revitalization and Housing Committee. And whereas Peggy was born in Gloversville, grew up in Ocean City, New Jersey, and has lived, worked, and served the community in Schenectady County for many years. Peggy graduated with a PhD from the University at Albany and soon after moved to the historic Schenectady Stockade neighborhood. Peggy previously served as the Associate Dean for Student Development at Schenectady County Community College, retired in 2010 after working at the college for 28 years, and remains on the college's Board of Trustees. And whereas Peggy first served as an elected member of the Schenectady City Council for a total of 16 years from 1996 to 2002, and from 2006 to 2015, and served as president of that body for part of that time. And whereas additionally, Peggy has served on many nonprofit boards, including Habitat of Schenectady County, the Schenectady County Symphony Orchestra, and the Sunnyview Rehabilitation Foundation. And whereas Legislator King's service and contribution has made a lasting and undeniable impact on the residents of the city of Schenectady and throughout Schenectady County, therefore be it resolved that the county legislature thanks Peggy King for her distinguished, untiring, and selfless service on the Schenectady County Legislature and to the citizens of Schenectady County, and we wish her the very best in all her future endeavors. Thank you so much.
I believe in being scripted, so. Anyway, I want to thank all of you and all of the voters in District 1 for giving me this opportunity to serve the remaining 2.5 years of Karen Johnson's term on the county legislature. It's been a wonderful learning experience for me and a wonderful opportunity to continue to serve our community. I've enjoyed getting to know all of you. I've enjoyed getting to know the wonderful staff who work with the legislature. I've enjoyed serving as chair of the Committee on Education and Libraries and serving as an ex officio member of the Library Board of Trustees, a very dedicated and hardworking group. And I've appreciated more than ever the accomplishments of this county legislature over the past years. So thank you again for this opportunity, and I wish you all the best as you move forward. Thanks.
If I could ask Legislator Grant Socia to come forward. Mr. Grant. Sir. A few years back, you said to me, I want to make my service on the legislature very meaningful, and that, my friend, you have done. And I'm very proud to present you with this resolution on behalf of your colleagues this evening. Whereas Legislator Grant Socia was first elected to serve as a member of this body in 2013, and took office as a representative of District 3, representing the towns of Glenville and Niskuna and the village of Scotia on January 1st, 2014. Whereas at the age of 26, Grant was the youngest elected member of the Schenectady County Legislature. Grant attended George Mason University, also a valued employee of his family business, working as Vice President of Social Management in Glenville. And whereas Grant's education, work experience, and business acumen has been invaluable to this body, particularly in matters related to public works and facilities and labor and civil service. And whereas during his tenure on the county legislature, Grant has exhibited a great concern and demonstrated great support for this community, as well as an understanding of the business community. Whereas for the past 8 years, Grant has served in vital roles as chair of the Labor and Civil Service Committee, as well as vice chair on various other committees such as Economic Development and Planning and Intergovernmental Cooperation. Whereas during his time as chair of Labor and Civil Service, Grant has sponsored over 100 resolutions aimed at the betterment of the county's workforce and operations. Legislator Socia's service and contribution has made a lasting and undeniable impact on the residents of the towns of Niskuna, Glenville, and Scotia, and throughout Schenectady County. Therefore, be resolved that the county legislature thanks you for your commitment, and we wish you the very best in all your future endeavors, and we honor your service to this body. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. It has been a pleasure serving with all of you, and I've learned much. Service has been meaningful, and I appreciate leadership of the legislature for including me. Though I will not be participating in official capacity in the community, I will be very much involved in Schenectady County and politics and business and the like. So thank you very much.
Ask Legislator Randy Pasquarello to come forward. Randy and I have served the residents of the county in District 4 since Randy's been on the legislature. I'm very proud to be able to present him with this proclamation this evening. Resolution thanking Legislator Pasquarello for his services as a member of our body. Whereas Legislator Randy Pasquarello was elected to serve as a member of this body in 2013 and took office as a representative of District 4, on January 1st, 2014. Whereas Randy has enjoyed a long career in various management and sales positions with companies such as Bridgestone, ITW, and Ford Motor Company before switching gears and opening up the Pasquarella Agency in 2020. And whereas Randy has brought to bear his strong business background and skill set, where he put to good use as a member of this body, representing the residents of Legislative District 4. Whereas Randy has served as chair of the Committee on Codes, Judiciary, and Consumer Affairs, and vice chair of the Committee on Economic Development and Planning, Intergovernmental Cooperation, and Workforce Development. And whereas during his tenure on this body, Legislator Pasquarella sponsored several significant pieces of legislation, including resolutions aimed at improving county roads, bridges, airport runways, and other critical infrastructure, resolutions addressing quality of life issues for residents throughout the county, and resolutions affecting the county workforce, and also regarding election administration. Whereas Legislator Pasquarella, as both a private citizen and Schenectady County Legislature, has contributed greatly to his community and has made a lasting and undeniable impact on the residents of the towns of Rotterdam, Duanesburg, and Princetown, and throughout Schenectady County. Therefore, be it resolved that the County Legislature thanks him for his commitment. We honor his service on the County Legislature and to the citizens of Schenectady County, and wish him well in all his future endeavors. Legislator Pasquarella.
I as well just like to thank all the professional people I have served with the last 8 years, a very, very professional board. And I do believe, and a lot of people do not believe this, but it's a very bipartisan board also, which was very easy to work with in the last 8 years. No regrets whatsoever. I'll still be somewhat involved because I'm still on the board of my party. And I thank you, I thank the leadership, everybody here. Thank you very much.
I guess we know who's next. I'd like to invite Legislator Holly Villano to come forward. Our tenure goes back to long before I was involved in the political arena, when Holly was my town council member in Rotterdam when I was the police chief, going back to the, well, we won't say how long ago that was. But we've worked together for many, many years. 7 years? Several few. And we were, just to speak real quickly to Randy's comment about bipartisanship, I'm very proud of what this body has been able to accomplish, because we've got a mix of different parties here. We've always been willing to set aside whatever differences we may have and find the common ground that allow us to legislate and govern successfully. And that's a unique thing, I think, in this day and age, and that's something I'm very proud of. Holly, my history goes back. One of the first things that Legislator Villano said to me when I was the police chief, when she walked into my office in October many years ago, was, Chief, what are the three things that, what are the three most important things that are facing your department, and how can we fix them? And I think that's very telling of how Holly Villano operates, and I'm very proud to present this resolution this evening. Whereas Holly Villano has long served her community as a dedicated volunteer and elected official. Holly began her tenure as an elected official when she was elected to the Rotterdam Town Board in 1997, and was reelected to a second term in 2001. Fogging up. I'm not tearing up, fogging up. And whereas Legislator Villano was elected to serve as a member of the county legislature in 2009, took office as representative of District 4, representing the towns of Rotterdam, Duanesburg, and Princetown on January 1st, 2010. Whereas Holly serves as chair of the Committee on Environmental Conservation, Renewable Energy, and Parks, and the Standing Committee on Veterans Affairs, and also serves as the vice chair of the Committee on Labor and Civil Service. Whereas during her tenure, Holly has worked tirelessly to move Schenectady County closer to energy independence while reducing our carbon footprint. And whereas she has sponsored numerous resolutions and local laws which protect the county's aquifer and environmental assets, enhanced parklands throughout the county, expanded protections for agricultural interests, and added many acres to the county agricultural district. Holly's been a strong advocate for our county's veterans, fostered many efforts to recognize, honor, and support them, such as the expansion of the Veterans Memorial and Veterans Park, assisting in the purchase of a van to transport veterans to medical appointments, for proclaiming Schenectady County a Purple Heart County, and most recently, the construction and dedication of a memorial honoring the county's Vietnam-era veterans. Whereas Legislator Bolano's service and contributions have made a lasting and undeniable impact on the residents of Rotterdam, Duanesburg, and Princetown, and throughout Schenectady County. Therefore, be it resolved that the county legislature thanks Holly Bolano for her commitment and honors her service on the county legislature and to the citizens of Schenectady County, and we all wish her the very best in all her future endeavors. Mrs. Bolano.
Thank you, everyone. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve on this board. I've loved serving our community the last few years. And more important, it's been an honor and a privilege to work with such wonderful individuals who work tirelessly and strive every day to make Schenectady County a wonderful place to live and to work. So I feel very grateful to have sat on this board and taken a part in that progress. I thank you all for your support and your friendship and your dedication, and I wish you the best in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations to all of our departing members, and welcome to our new folks who will be joining in January. Thanks so much. So our first item this evening is Resolution 181-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution thanking legislator Peggy King for her service as a member of the Schenectady County Legislature.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Bruzo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Cat is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Ostolich.
Yes.
Ms. Alano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 182-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution thanking legislator Holly Bolano for her service as a member of the Schenectady County Legislature.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo. Mr. Pratt.
Aye.
King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Cat is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Ostolich.
Yes.
Ms. Alano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 183-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution thanking legislator Randy Pascarella for his service as a member of the Schenectady County Legislature.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Cat is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Ostolich.
Yes.
Ms. Alano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
13 aye, 1 absent, 1 abstaining.
Thanks. The resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 184-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution thanking legislator Grant Sosha for his service as a member of the Schenectady County Legislature.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Cat is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Ostolich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. At this time, I'd like to recognize Legislator Fields for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to move that proposed local law E and proposed local law F be lifted from the table. As we discussed in our meeting last month, proposed local law E amends the county administrative code with regard to apportionment of the legislature-based county population as established by the federal census. And local law F pertain to the salaries of the county sheriff and the county clerk, the local law will provide these officials salary increases similar to those contained in the contracts for employees working with their respective departments.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second by legislator Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The proposed local laws are lifted from the table. Our next item is Resolution 185-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution adopting local law number 6 of 2021.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Next item is Resolution 186-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution adopting local law number 7 of 2021.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields. Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
I abstain because of a family relationship.
13 aye, 1 absent, 1 abstaining.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Next item is Resolution 187-21, sponsors Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution designating the date and hour of the January committee meetings and the biennial organizational meeting of the subsequent county legislature.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. And for the record, that meeting will be held on January 3rd, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. in the evening. It will be held in the Carl B. Taylor Auditorium at SUNY Schenectady County Community College. Resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 188-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution confirming the appointments of persons to various boards, councils, and commissions.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
The resolution is passed. Next item is Resolution 189-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing tax warrants.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 190-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing the assessment and taxation of exempt property upon transfer of title and levy of prior year omitted taxes.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Next item is Resolution 191-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing special district tax levies.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo.
Aye.
Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 192-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the town of Dwaynesburg.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Gad is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
yes,
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thanks, the resolution is passed. Next item is Resolution 193-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the town of Glenville.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thanks, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 194-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the town of Niskiuna.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 195-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the town of Princetown.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 196-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the town of Rotterdam.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 197-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing the tax schedule for the city of Schenectady.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 198-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing various public benefit service agreements in 2022.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? Mr. McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 199-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing apportionment of election expense of $1,915,642 between the city of Schenectady and the towns of Schenectady County.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mr. Ruzo? Ms. Pratt?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Constantine?
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha? Mr. Pascarella? Mr. Paterni?
Aye.
Ms. Osterlich?
Yes.
Ms. Valano?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
yes,
Mr. Hughes? McDonald? Mr. Jazinski?
Aye.
14 aye, one absent.
Thank you, the resolution is passed. Our next item is Resolution 200-21, sponsors the Committee on Rules. The clerk will read.
Resolution authorizing amending the 2020, 2021, 2022 budgets, various budget amendments.
Any discussion?
Discussion.
Mr. Fields?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and for the members of the legislature. This particular resolution that we'll be voting on this evening actually looks to rectify spending measures that have taken place during the year of 2021, and also to clarify them, adjust for making annual adjustments, and also for 2022 going forward. We are providing some additional expenditures to various non-for-profits and other organizations here within the county. Primarily, just like to highlight some of the things that we're doing here. I can't go into full detail because we've done that in the budget. So many things did occur here as a repeat of what we've done in the budget, and some other items here are continuing ongoing governmental expenditures for 2022. But primarily, we just like to highlight a few things here that's actually benefit for the public's knowledge. Monies are going to the YMCA, the YWCA for domestic violence shelter, The Bethsaida construction is taking place for a new shelter there. We're looking also to put the Salvation Army is having some monies here. There is also a study that's going on in Schenectady County related to African American historical aspects of it, and so that there's some money that's been allocated for that. And there's some federal money, state money that's coming in to help with the Schenectady Community College facade grant that will help with Elston Hall that's falling down, portion of it. And so we're having roughly $800,000 combined with the state and federal government, the state and the Schenectady County, that will assist in that particular area to make such improvements. We're also, in a sense, looking to provide in the area of public health. We have additional fellows that's actually coming to help us here, roughly 11 of them that's coming to join us next year we're budgeting for, and 20 new COVID community health workers that will be here to assist in various areas of the Schenectady County as relates to COVID. But primarily, as was discussed, I believe the county manager had brought this up before, there's a couple $1 million in here that's going to look to do testing for all schools, districts within our county, and to help our employees come to work and enjoy and save some money there for attendance purposes and just making it easier for our employees to attend work. There's money in there with CDTA. They'll provide a free bus pass for all employees. We're looking to improve upon that. And, you know, with ongoing consolidation and ongoing projects that's taking place within the county, the land banks in this particular budget will be funded some additional funds, and Rich Russo has been active in that particular area, and so there's roughly $750,000 that the county is committed to get that being done. There is, in the area of environmental side, LED building, we have a building downtown that we're looking to put LED lighting, and so there's money in there for that type of improvements. And with that, Mr. Chair, I would like to conclude that these are amendments are necessary for continuation of government expenditures here within 2022, and also to make Schenectady County be a functioning and efficient and helpful to its residents. And so I ask that we support this particular measure.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? Seeing no, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mr. Russo. Ms. Pratt.
Aye.
Ms. King. Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
Ms. Gadd is absent. Mr. Sosha. Mr. Pascarella. Mr. Paterni.
Aye.
Ms. Ostolich.
Yes.
Ms. Valano.
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Jazinski.
Aye.
14 aye, 1 absent.
Thank you. The resolution is passed. And that concludes our business for this evening. Prior to adjourning, I'd like to wish all of you and all of those listening at home and all of the residents of Schenectady County a very happy, blessed, and safe holiday season. Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion meeting is adjourned. Once again, we'll reconvene for our first meeting of 2022 on Monday, January 3rd at 5:30 p.m. in SUNY SCC's Carl B. Taylor Auditorium. Thank you all.